Hello, TheChudude here, and welcome to another episode of the Weekly Rant. Today I'm joined by TheChudude and Baseballlover. How are you guys doing today?
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah, good job. Keep it up, guys. Keep up with finding some new and I can't even say that. Ingenuitive.
Engineered.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna stop
Dem-
trying. You guys are too
Nudes.
smart for me. You are playing with my mind. But I want to say we're gonna kick off a really good Weekly Rant episode today. Last week we started off with the newest format with the tweet of the week and decided to do a longer episodes and stuff, and we're gonna try to carry this on to this episode. So I hope you guys are gonna enjoy it. Let's start off with talking about one of the most important topics of this last week. It was the Paris-Roubaix. It was won by Niki Terpstra by a very spectacular way because he attacked away with 6 kilometers to go and none of the teams decided to pace him back. What was your overall opinion of the Paris-Roubaix? You can start too, dude.
I really enjoyed that Paris-Roubaix. It's one of the most entertaining racing I've seen this year so far. It's really good. Like, there was 60 k's to go and Tom Boonen attacked already. That was very early, and I think that was about 50 k's to go. I needed to go to the toilet and I just couldn't leave the TV. I was just stuck on, just wanted to watch the Roubaix. Like, I didn't want to miss anything because that race was very entertaining. And then we had sort of like a Niki Terpstra win that was very. I thought he had a chance, and I put money on him, and he came through for me. So good on him. But that was a very good stage. What did you think? What did you get out of that race, baseball lover?
I got out of that race well, first the Terps are strong, so is Stybar. Like, basically Omega if they played all their cards right, they would just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, they're just too good. What I also got out of the race is that Tom Boonen has a screw loose. Somewhere. He attacks with 60k to go.
It's not
What?
the first time he did it. He did in the run from
Yeah,
Lantern
but
as
when
well.
he did it. He did it with like 50 in Paris-Roubaix in 2012, but that was different because like there were no favorites, and like there was no favorites. They were all like Cancellara was out. Like he was dominating and everybody knew it. But like in a race where there are other favorites, and I think he was very strong because he stayed out there for 40k and still managed to stay with the front group on the cobbles. But he attacks, pulls a group like that's only like 15 seconds away from the peloton the whole time. Um, so if he did that by himself, which I assume he did, because I really don't think he's taking orders from Omega, then something's wrong with him. Like,
I agree.
I mean, I understand he's not in the best mental state with his wife's miscarriage and his broken thumb, but still, that's not exactly something that you do when you've raced Paris-Roubaix to win it like 10 times and you've won it 4. And I don't know.
I,
I
I'm
thought it
gonna
was
talk
like
about this. Like,
I thought it was like Terpstra. He capitalized on that. I think that he was a great ride for him. Stybar, I think, might have been the strongest out of the Omega men, but you make the best attack, and Terpstra caught them when nobody really wanted to pace except for Bert de Backer, and Bert de Backer was dead, so caught him at a great time, and that's the kind of thing you always see winning stages in like Grand Tours from breakaways and stuff. But I was very surprised that that kind of thing happened in Paris-Roubaix. It was an exciting race, although I have to admit, entering the velodrome alone and then them missing the race for second, that was extremely disappointing.
I have to agree. But what are you saying,
I
Chidi?
no, I mean Omega. What we've seen this cobbled classic this season. They haven't really, I guess, achieved their objectives. I mean, they're going for wins. I mean, second, third, fourth places aren't on the radar for them. I mean, if you look at the team, they got 5 guys that can contend for a win every single cobbled race, and we haven't seen a win from them this year, and that's very questionable. I mean, I guess they could have planned out Bonan's attack, but who knows? I mean, personally, I like to think that they did plan out that attack because you don't normally see an attack from someone like Bonan unless they're really retarded, like what baseball said. But I literally really think it's all tactics. I mean, when you got that much riders, you use those tactics. You can have the freedom to attack from 60 k's if you want. That's how you make use of your 5 or 6 strong guys, and that's what you do. And you really send the other team on the back foot because they don't expect it. And That's some things that can win you a race at the end of the day. And then when we saw Terpstra make that move, I think it was what
6 kilometers to go.
200. Yeah, about 240 odd Ks or 50 odd Ks in the legs already. You really can't say, oh, no one really reacted. I mean, if you think about the mental mindset of that, you're stuffed and you just see an attack. Sometimes you're just, you're not up to it. I mean, you would have thought Cancellara would have followed it. I mean, he just didn't have the legs, and he was the strongest guy so far. He didn't follow Terpstra.
I think it's time for debate. I think it's debate time.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm fairly certain that his attack, I mean, when you saw Terpstra attack on the flat, it wasn't like Contador 2009, Monfont 2. This was freaking, he kind of just pushed away. He saw a thing on the other side of the road and he kind of went, but he was just kind of like pushing away. The only guy that was willing to pace was DeBacker. Guys like Cancellara were at the back of the group. They weren't thinking about it, and then they weren't going to go after him because he just got such a lead. I mean, I don't know why
Cancellara looked dead, though. He didn't look like he was willing. Yeah.
I don't think they took the attack seriously, though. In my opinion.
I think that was dead.
I don't know what. I don't agree with what you say about, like, you play your cards. Because Bonin's not the guy you play your cards with, in my opinion. I mean, Bonin still has, at least this year and maybe next year, is like the top guy on Omega, in my opinion. I think he showed today that by going at 40K and holding on to that group and still holding on and still finishing in the group, I mean, I think that's the strongest ride that anybody put in today by being able to do that. And I think if he hadn't attacked and some guy like, I don't know, not one of their best guys, maybe if a guy like, I don't know. Maybe if a guy like Terpstra, but I wouldn't exactly pick him. Maybe a worse guy than that. Maybe a guy like Van Kersbroek or something like that. If they had attacked, that would be a much better move to have someone in that break that can cobble, but not a guy that's your absolute leader, or at least we thought he was.
But why are you looking back at it as a mistake? They won the race. Isn't that a success?
Yeah.
Like, you can't say they played their cards wrong and still won the stage. That's like... that confuses me.
I really think that they had to do something to break up, like, because you look at it, Cancellara didn't really have a great team around him, and then they had to sort of, break the race up a bit somehow.
Crashed, and those are his two best teammates.
He threw his bike. That's a weak throw from him compared to Kittle's bike smash.
Kittle knows what's up.
Kittle surely knows to throw his bike. Show the cycling videos. But, I mean, I gotta say, they played their cards right. In my opinion, I love to see Terpstra won. On Velo games this classic seasons, Nicky Terpstra was one of the biggest sleepers on there. This man did so good. He also was a runner from... No, 3 days from Plana was the race he won, wasn't it? I believe it was.
Didn't he win, Dwarsdorf?
Yeah, Dwarsdorf Landern. That might have been the one I was thinking about. He did really good. I mean, that's the one. Yeah, that was the one where he attacked with like a few kilometers to go, I think, wasn't it? I don't remember, but it was one of those races where he attacked, and like, I want to hear from you, TheChudude. Why did you put money on Terpstra? Because you kind of predicted that Terpstra was gonna win Paris-Roubaix.
Well,
he's a psychic.
The thing is, well, when you go into a big race like Roubaix, you don't suddenly just get form. If you don't have form throughout the cobbled season, I just don't see someone like Bonin winning it, because he hasn't really built up form. You don't get form like in a click of a finger over a week or something. That's what Terpstra just shown this whole cobbled. He was always in there, like he was always in the mix, and I thought Cancellara, he doesn't have, he's going to have a 1 or 2 helpers, but if he really gets isolated, I don't see him. Even though he could be strong, but I don't see him. I could see him losing it, and that's what put me into that bet. And Terpstra was good money as well. That also motivated me.
Valid point. So, which race did you like more? Did you like the runner from Landeren or the Paris-Roubaix?
Oh, that was a close one.
2 different types of races in the end.
Yeah,
but still,
totally different.
You still gotta. The feeling you get after the race is over. Is it like that was a really good race, or was it like I just sat here for like 5 hours? Nothing happened. I think
it's the prior for both, but I don't know. I think Ronde, the climax might have been more exciting.
Honestly,
depends what floats your boat.
Well,
Really.
I like
If it,
Ronde more because so much happened. Like I know all the crashes are
Yeah.
bad, but
Greg Van Avermaet just attacking like 10 times. That was
honestly,
what
yeah,
got me.
Greg Van Almen versus Jin Vandenberg was so exciting to me. Even though it's like a minor clash of the Titans, it's still a clash. In Paris-Roubaix, we didn't really see that much actually. I was looking forward to seeing a abnormal sprint in the velodrome with like 20 people sprinting for it, and they won't have enough room for all 20 people. Like I was really looking forward to that, and then like Terpstra decided to ruin everything. But still, I enjoyed Running from Flanders more because it was a more action-packed, in my opinion, throughout the entire stage instead of just the final kilometers.
yeah. Into that discussion.
Yep, I think that's a good discussion. On to the next topic. So, the Giro d'Italia is right around the corner. That's also why MLC is starting on this channel real soon.
Yay.
But Team Colombia are they're having some issues at the moment. 3 of their riders were denied visa into Northern Ireland. It was Rubiano, Pantano, and Quintero. And the first mentioned Rubiano is the Colombian champion. Why do you guys think they've been denied passport? Like they've been denied visas to get into this country as a cyclist? Do you think that politicians should stay out of the sport? You can start, baseball lover.
Well, I don't know about passports, but I do know about blood passports. And I don't know, maybe something's up here that I don't know about.
I don't think they wouldn't. It's the embassy that gives out visas. I've gotten a visa myself because I went to the U.S. You need a student visa. I don't know how you get them, and it has nothing to do with blood
Well,
visas.
I have a Visa debit card, and I didn't have to show my passport. So
You can't compare those two at all, but yeah.
I don't
like
really
it.
know what's up here.
But how do you think this will affect Colombia if they don't get these specific 3 riders in the Giro d'Italia? Will that ruin their Giro d'Italia, or can they just get in 3 other mediocre guys? Or, you get my point.
It's not their leaders, so.
Rubiano is. Him and Duke are the two leaders.
Well, yeah, but they also got what's his face?
Not Atapuma,
Dang
he's
it,
gone.
I'm having a Duarte.
Oh, Fabio Duarte?
I think he's their best climber.
It's true.
But these guys are all going to be gold for him. Like, for getting into breakaways and showing TV time, these guys are pretty strong for those type of riders that they want to get in breakaways, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, Rubiano could get in a few breakaways.
I just think, honestly, I think the embassy should just, like, F off. Because when I went to the US, I had to go to the American embassy in Copenhagen. I forgot my jacket in the embassy after I left it. I asked to get back in, and they said, no, your one, meeting with the embassy of the year has been expired. Come back next year when you can get another appointment. I'm like, I have to wait another year to get my jacket. I won't even fit the jacket next year, so I know how strict the embassies can be, and therefore
Why
I
you
think
ruining
this
my
is total
jacket?
BS. So,
Well, have they actually released any sort of reasoning behind it, or is it just plain just no, you're not allowed in or anything like that?
it was basically, they just said no. They can do that. The same thing is happening in esports with like League of Legends. Big names, they just, nope, we don't want you in our country, so we can just...
Big League of Legends names. I wouldn't know about this.
Well, I would.
They
'cause-
ruin live streams
Oh,
of
yeah.
favorites.
MLC streams. Oh my god, I didn't even think about
They
that.
ruined
Next
them.
week. Oh my god, when I just realized this, next week is the championship, the American Championship in League of Legends.
What have you
Probably
done?
have to postpone the live stream, just realize that right now. But
Oh
yeah,
God.
so what do you think that, like, I guess I have the most amount of opinion on this because I have some experience with this, but I think that they should stay out. The embassy should just give them the visas. These guys are professional cyclists. They know what they're doing. It's not like they're transporting drugs. They're Colombian. They might be for the drug cartel. But
Maybe they are transporting drugs.
Maybe they are.
Maybe they know something that we don't.
But they should stay away of that.
They're transporting the drugs all
yeah.
along.
But speaking about Colombia, guys, on their Facebook page, they had a poll a couple of days ago upon which national jersey Rubiano should be wearing. There were like 3 different templates, and I don't know if I think you've seen it. I know Baseball Lover seen it, but which one did you like the most? They've already picked one, so you can't see which 3 jerseys it were.
I actually saw it as well. I like the one that they did pick. They won it. Was actually that was my favorite in my opinion. That looked very nice. But if you guys can, yeah, I can't remember which one
Yellow?
it was, but
Yeah, it's the yellow one that won.
Yeah, everyone would like that.
I like the black one. I like the one that Peter Sagan-esque. I like that one.
I kind of
It's
like the
it's-
white one. I can't. I don't think that they could do a black one because every freaking every single jersey in the Peloton's like black.
That's true. They look like Sky, like a Team Sky rider driving away like now, right now. That's awesome. But what do you think about this? Do you like that they're reaching out to the fans, making a big decision like this? Like they gave this big decisions to their fans. What do you think? What do you think of this? You think more teams should do this?
This is awesome. Like jerseys aren't just anything; they're big. That's how sponsors get their names across, like on jerseys. And for a team to do that, that's pretty awesome. One team that needs to do this is probably Saxo Tinkoff because I think the jersey they got now will get like voted down like non-stop.
So ugly. I will personally call them and tell them that jersey you're wearing right now, throw it out. Call Tinkoff himself and be like, hey yo Russian, I'll kill you. But
Hey
yeah,
yo, Russian.
it's really ugly. But I also think that's a very good idea that they're given like this decision. It's not gonna have any influence on the race itself, like riders, but it's gonna have an influence on how the fans view this and how the fans are gonna recognize riders in the races. So I think more teams should do these things.
Good promotion as well. I mean, we would not be talking about Colombia right now if it wasn't
Yeah.
for that, pretty much. Yeah.
Exactly. It's
Exactly.
free propaganda.
Publicity,
Basically. Yeah,
yeah.
publicity. Very nice.
Who doesn't love propaganda?
So I guess Colombia has really been in the news lately. But on to a segment that we started last week. We started a segment called Tweet of the Week, and apparently some other big newscasters are doing this as well, which I just realized. Like Global Cycling Network are also doing this. I didn't realize it, but we're not going to stop just because they're doing it, because we can do
They do
whatever we
race
want.
highlights and pictures.
Freedom of speech for the win. So, tweet of the week, this you will see on screen right now, is the Jens Fugt tweet. So, Jens Fugt, he had a big book project, but he cancelled it. But it's back on legs. It's back on the bikes again, because he's now gonna continue with his book and try to get it done. And he said something about like they plan on having it on 250 pages. With his story, it'll be more like 2,500 pages. So, do you guys think you'll be buying his book? I know I am.
Nope.
I am. I'm
Probably
definitely
not.
like I'm going to pre-order that shit. Mark that down in my notebook already. He seems like he's had an interesting life.
Oh,
like his whole
definitely.
life's been interesting. I mean, he probably could tell us a lot about drug use as well during the 90s and all the
No,
stories he's
he did
had.
never do that. Never.
Well,
But
you can tell about the other guys' drug stories, not his own. Because he obviously
he
hasn't
seems
had
like
I
Yeah,
think he
he's-
has.
definitely have a lot of good stories.
Yeah.
I mean, I love reading books. This would be my cup of tea.
I don't know. I feel like the shipping charges from, Germany.
You can buy it in your local bookstore, probably.
A cycling book in my local bookstore.
Well, you can go buy a Lance
No.
Armstrong one. I know that's
Well,
possible.
that one, I got that one. I did get that one, but noticeably it was in the free book section of my library because it was so bad that everyone just wanted to throw it away because nobody likes Lance Armstrong. Nobody likes cycling. This was before he got caught.
Oh, that's weird. That's actually weird, because before he got caught, I thought everyone liked cycling.
No, everyone still hated cycling, so it's okay.
They just loved Armstrong. Because he won. Well, I gotta say
He won,
that
so that
Jens
made him.
Fugt's book is probably gotta be one of the highlights in, like, book releases this year within cycling, because Jens Fugt is just a lovely man. Like, you can't hate that man. The things
just
he's
a
been through is just... I mean,
Shut up, Blake.
Exactly, I was just gonna mention that quote. Who doesn't know that quote? This man just has no limits. I was so sad this year in the Tour de France, or the one year where he crashed down a mountain and he kept sliding down the mountain, and it just looked so painful. You remember that?
Yeah.
I don't remember which year it was, but I remember it looked really painful. And I wish him the best of luck, and he got back on his leg. And the man is like, what, 38? How old is he?
Yeah,
Something like
40s.
that. He's close to being Horner's age,
Or-
and he's still riding on a high level.
I think he's only 1 year younger.
Okay, but he's definitely old and he's writing really good, so he deserves to be on Tweet of the Week. So, if I can recommend a book, go read his book. So, on to another.
42.
Oh, he's 42? Oh, so he's old.
Yeah.
Well,
And
on to
Homer's
another
43,
tweet
right?
that is not Tweet of the Week, but it's definitely a good tweet that Baseball Lover gave it to us. I found it was Thames Medical Ltd that tweeted out that they found a vial after the Paris-Roubaix, and it was probably in a crash or something, like a rider that dropped it, and they wrote, found after crash in Paris-Roubaix, to test or not to test. What do you guys think about this? Like, it could have just been planted there by some sort of weird guy, just planted there, but what do you think is in this? Do you think it's going to have any influence on the peloton? TheChudude, you can start
Funny.
this one.
Kind of interesting. I mean, everyone loves hearing about drugs, and when you see a vial like this with pills in it, It kind of it's kind of questioning. I mean, I'm really curious what's in it as well. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are as well, and it could be anything. I mean, it could be painkillers for all what we know. But let's just hope it's nothing like drugs or anything like. Oh, it's not performance enhancing or it's not illegal, because it could well be. And it's kind of weird that they like the label was all scratched as well, and
It
you
says
didn't know.
test project or something like that. I
Yeah.
can see test. That's all I can see on it.
Maybe let us know what you guys think is in it, because we certainly don't have a clue. It could be anything.
Yeah. Do you think it will have any influence? Like, will it have like after the Amstel Go race, will they have higher security? Like, will they check for doping even more?
Maybe. Where's Amstel at? Netherlands?
Yeah, it's in the Netherlands.
Trick are they? I don't know.
What do you think,
I don't-
baseball lover?
I don't know. This violet pill smells. Ooh, Bradley Wiggins. Ooh, Bradley Wiggins. Ooh, it just smells Bradley Wiggins. That's all it smells.
You would love for Bradley Wiggins to get caught.
It's
We all
like
know
Bradley
that.
Wiggins. How did he do so well at Roubaix? Like stamina enhancing drugs or something.
It could happen. Who knows? But I think it's. I kind of get disgusted by watching this because normally we all enjoy. Well, we don't enjoy hearing about doping, but all the other guys do. But when you actually see a pile of like a vial like this, you kind of get grossed out, don't you? Like thinking that they have to take this to get better. It's like
Yeah.
I don't like watching this. I mean, it's. I'd rather just hear about theoretically doping than actually watching something that might be dope. Even though
I mean, it could be just like your old Panadols or paracetamols or
tramadol as
whatever.
well, the drug that we talked about last week.
Could be
that.
just aspirin. Could be just
Link in
aspirin.
the
Who
description
knows?
for last week's. Just kidding. I don't
It
run
could
this
be
channel.
everything. It's so mysterious that it's actually quite dangerous for the sport, in my opinion. But yeah. Speaking about dangerous for the sport, Chase Pinkham, a guy that was picked in MLC Vuelta a España by Kaikenson, passed away the other day. The man was in a bad crash a couple of years ago, and he never got over it and had to take some painkillers. And the other day, he sadly took an overdose of painkillers accidentally, though. He did not do it on purpose, and he passed away. So, funny thing about MLC is you don't really know guys, but then you kind of get to know people, and then it touches you more than they should touch you. Because I remember Chase Pinkham as the guy who did absolutely nothing in MLC, and I still, now they died. I can't see him do absolutely nothing in MLC ever again. Unless we do a prehistoric database, I guess.
Well, I think he's still alive in the 2014 TP.
Oh, well, he's still alive now. He's like on Big Mac, I think, but still
He's still alive
matters.
now?
And no, God
What?
dang you. He's still in the database because it's not completely updated,
Yeah.
so it's still alive.
I
But
thought he, like, died. Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh. Well, then, doesn't this whole story not exist?
well, I'd like to take like 20 seconds of our time just to have a little moment of silence for Chase Pinkham, the man who never did anything in MLC yet died.
I think he's retired. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to look. I hope he's done one race this year. Did not finish the.
He's on Jameis
US
Hagen's, but he
He didn't finish the road race. He was
we
in
should
the
really get to
national
that moment of
championships.
silence.
Yeah, I was kind of taking the moment of silence.
Okay,
Okay,
1,
starting
2,
now.
3.
That should be good. There's some retarded dog screaming in my background.
Oh,
This
we-
I
is
love
favorite.
retarded dogs.
Oh,
They're my favorite.
bunch of fun. But may you rest in peace, Chase Pinkham. And on to the last and final topic of this week's Weekly Rant. It is the Amstel Gold Race. And I know you're really, really looking forward to this, baseball lover, because you believe that one guy will do good. Who is that, and what do you expect of him?
Well, I'm just excited for the Ardennes in general. Amstel might be the one I'm, not as much looking forward to Dan Martin because it's a flatter finish. So, but yep, I think he's gonna do really well. I don't think he's gonna win Amstel, but I think he could win Flesh and Liège again. Amstel's a different race because it's got a flatter finish. It's the final climb is back. It's like a cobbled race where, the cobbles end some km from the finish. So people all over Daly are like, he's not a favorite because he hasn't shown any form. But, I mean, just look at PCM. He's got 79 hill. He's the kind of guy that he doesn't have to be on good form to at least place somewhere. I don't think he's gonna win. I think Slatter maybe even has a better chance at getting a good placing for Garmin. But then Flesh and Liège are just gonna be, Win City for Dan Martin. Also, other favorites. This might be Garen's. He really needs to start getting to it. He's only getting older, and he's got to start getting back up.
This race suits him as well. I
It
think this one
does.
suits
It
him.
really does.
So you think Simon Garen's will win Amstel Go Race?
No, I think that in the end it's gonna be probably Valverde or Perito.
I think Gilbert's going to be definitely in there. He's shown some good form. He just won a race a couple of days ago. Kwiatkowski is going to be right in the mix. I mean, this is a bit different, as baseball said. You get up the climb and then it's stretched out it's like a false flat sprint to the finish line. And these are the type of race that will suit your Valverdes and Gilbert, and even a Kwiatkowski who can sprint. So it could be one of those guys. I'm hoping, I don't know, it's very open. Like, these Ardennes aren't like your couples where there's probably 7 or 8 guys who could win it. In this, there's probably like 10 or 20 guys that can definitely contend for it. So, I mean, we saw last year, Kreuziger.
Well, it's my first year of Ardennes Classics. I never really followed this, and this is my first year of Ardennes race. What should I expect? What should I really look out for when I watch the Ardennes?
Just daring attacks. Last year, when Dan Martin won Liège, that's what it came down to. You got to make the attacks, but the thing is, you got to attack at the right time. You got to blow everyone away and get the gap, but if you don't, then you get swamped so easily.
Yeah.
Because it's such a momentum game. You get that acceleration, and then you're basically dead on the steep sections.
Teammates are really important as well. I mean, we saw last year at Liège, Ryder Hedgehog to set that race up for Martin. Just handed him pretty much that win, I think.
Others attack up to Hagedal. Martin follows. Hagedal paces on the front to keep it away from Astana. They were trying to get Nibali back. And then... pace up all the way to the final climb, and that's set up for Martin perfectly.
Well, I'm very looking forward to the Ardennes, and I hope you guys are looking forward to it as well. They're starting, actually today, when you're watching this video, there's probably already started, so go and find a live stream, or if you're gonna miss it, go on the cycling and watch it there.
Watch the 50 videos.
Yeah, so that won't be one, because there's gonna be no crashes in the Ardennes, so I don't hope so. But thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for being on here again today. We're probably up on to I think we've done around 15 episodes of Weekly Rant by
17, I think this is.
17, that's quite a lot, and I hope you guys are enjoying them. This plus King of the Hill is right now my most watched videos, so I'd like to thank you guys and just keep up the good work. So, we'll see you guys later.